You were the easy child, remember? The one adults bragged about because you didn't cause trouble, didn't throw tantrums, didn't ask for much. You were the kid who could sit quietly in the corner, entertain yourself, adapt to whatever was happening around you. On the outside, that looked like maturity. On the inside, it was something very different. You learned early that the safest way to exist was to need less, feel less, speak less. You watched the stress in the house, the moods of your parents, the tension in the air, and without anyone saying it out loud, you understood being good means not adding to the chaos. So you became low maintenance. You didn't complain when plans were canceled. You didn't argue when you were hurt. You didn't cry for long when you were disappointed. Instead, you learned to swallow your feelings and tell yourself, "It's fine. I'm fine." In psychology, this is often what happens to the so-called easy child. On paper, you're the dream kid. Inside, you're the one quietly teaching yourself to disappear so no one has to deal with you. Sometimes it's called the Fawn response, pleasing, adapting, smoothing things over so you stay safe and loved. Sometimes it looks like being a parentified child, emotionally older than your age, tuned in to everyone else's needs but your own. You sensed when a parent was upset and tried to be extra good. You sensed when there was no space for your problems, so you solved them alone. You learned that the less you needed, the easier it was for everyone to love you. But there's a cost to being the easy child. As you grow up, you might notice you don't actually know what you want. Someone asks, "What do you feel? What do you need?" And your mind goes blank. You check what the other person wants first. You wait for clues. You say, "I don't mind, whatever's fine," because that's what you've always said. Your value became tied to not being a burden. So now, even as an adult, you feel guilty for asking for help, for being sad, for taking up space. You apologize for things that aren't your fault. You overthink sending a text, asking a favor, setting a boundary. Being too much feels dangerous, even if no one is actually telling you that anymore. In psychology, children like this often grow into hyper-independent adults, people who insist they're okay, who take care of everyone else, who fix, soothe, and listen, but never really let anyone see them struggle. You might be the friend everyone vents to, the one who gives the best advice, the one who always holds it together. They say, "You're so strong," and you smile, but inside you're tired. You don't know how to be anything else. The world still expects you to be the easy one. So when you finally do break down, when you cancel plans, when you can't respond, you feel like you're failing at the only role you've ever played. That's why rest feels wrong. That's why asking for reassurance feels embarrassing. That's why you keep telling yourself, "It's not that bad, other people have it worse," even when you're hurting. This isn't because you're naturally emotionless or naturally chill. It's because your nervous system was trained to survive by staying small and convenient. You adapted. You read the room before you could even read words. You learned that your feelings were something to manage privately, so the adults around you didn't have to. And now, as you watch this, a part of you might finally be realizing no one really saw the cost of you being so easy. No one asked what it did to you to always be the stable one, the quiet one, the understanding one. But you feel it. In the way you freeze when someone asks, "What do you want?" In the way you shut down when you're overwhelmed instead of reaching out. In the way you overperform for love, then feel empty when no one notices how hard you try. You weren't born an easy child. You became one. And you became one for a reason. Not because you were stronger, but because you were scared of what might happen if you weren't. That's not weakness. That's survival. So if you find yourself replaying this, hearing these words again and again, let it be a reminder. The part of you that stayed quiet, low maintenance, and good was just trying to keep you safe. You don't have to hate that part, but you also don't have to live your whole life as the easy child. You are allowed to be complicated. You are allowed to need things. You are allowed to take up space, even if no one taught you how.